everybody, welcome back to Tech Reacts, where every beat counts. My name is Matt Tech. This is a very special video, so if you are not a drummer, or you don't appreciate the drums, or you don't care to hear just the drums of a song, please skip this video and move on to another reaction, because I just did the Vortex as a song at the Wacken Open Air 2023, but I want to watch the drum playthrough because there was a lot of things going on. I am not a prog rock drummer. I've played in a couple of groups similar, but not to this style, so I'm probably not going to catch everything. And my goal is not to catch everything. My goal is to appreciate what this dude who has been playing drums not as for a shorter time than I apparently can do. And I love hearing all the different creativity and things that people do. So without further ado, we're going to jump into the live drum playthrough from Budapest of Vortex. And here we go. Okay, so before we start, a lot of things, and I mentioned this on the video, the live version of this. There's a lot of elements that he adds here. First of all, the fact that he's now sponsored by Tama, Zildjian, Promark, Evans, and ACD drums, which is probably his triggers, or his microphones, is ridiculous. So let's walk through what he's got here. He's got all kinds of crash cymbals. Some of them are probably ride, like this is probably, there's probably a couple of rides. Since he's ambidextrous, he probably has rides on each side, most likely some sort of crash ride. This is a dark crash right here. This is off the K line. This is off the Constantinople line. This is the Zildjian China trash. It also looks K. These all look like K line cymbals. Then he's got the Oriental. This is a kind of an odd sounding splash cymbal. He has a bell, a Zill bell, which is essentially the bell of a cymbal with the rest of the cymbal cut off. And it's flipped upside down. And when he hits that, you'll notice that it makes a very chimey like sound. Ding! Just a very sustained ding. And he has that suspended, which actually this is really smart to suspend those so that the sound, well, this is on top of the crash, which you do that. I'm curious what this here sounds like suspended. So he has two splashes, one Oriental, one regular K splash, another smaller bell over here. So same thing, but it's going to have a higher frequency to it. And then his crashes. And now because he sits the way he sits and has the cymbal so low, he tilts them forward, which is actually really rare. Not a lot of people do that because people would normally put them up here, but because he plays so low, when he hits them, the stick should be hitting at the same angle, right above the same angle that the cymbal is hitting, because you don't want the stick to hit like flush with it. You want it to hit like right on that kind of angle with the edge so that you push the sound through the cymbal. A lot of other things going on here. I don't know if the angles change at all, but he has this cool tom setup, because I think he's got another tom over here. He did in the last video. Personally, I am not a fan of the tape on the drum head, but I also understand that it may have been a quick fix to get the sound that you need, the sound that your sound engineer needed out there, because it looks like it was done very last second. But I don't think tape on the drums is a good tuning technique. Either use moon gels, use a ring. That's just me. The drum sounds freaking phenomenal in the microphones. I don't know what it actually sounds like. And I've also never seen this like woofer type mic before. This what is that? It's like a fluffy stuff on it. Okay, let's actually listen to what he's got to play. So that snare is called a firecracker. for obvious reasons. And you see, I actually don't like the way that those toms sound without a microphone on them. That's just me. Ghost notes on his right hand are stupid. Lots of cymbal work, man. Did you hear the dings? Dude. This typically what happens here is cymbals are used just kind of like as an accent. You know, crash on the downbeats, crash on a new section of the song. This guy's using the cymbals as a whole separate instrument on his drums. And he's, if you listen to the song, which you can barely hear, he is hitting these cymbals because they're, each of them has a different pitch, right? Maybe a 20-inch here, maybe an 18, maybe a 17 or 16 over here. And this is probably like an 8-inch splash, 8-inch, and then a 6-inch bell, 8-inch Wuhan, probably a 18 to 20-inch China, and this looks like a 20-inch ride crash or whatever. And then his hi-hat is like right here, which is the sizzle sound. He is, this is how they get a lot of their sounds. He is accenting what the guitar players are playing by using the cymbals as another melodic instrument. And it's awesome while keeping the beats, because I was like, why is he just trashing a lot of these cymbals? No, it's very, very, very methodical. Anytime that you see a drummer wearing shoes, the shoes will always be flat. Not always. 99% of the time will be flat bottom shoes, Airwalks, Vans, those flats right there, because we need smooth surfaces. We can't have those weird grooves with like on clouds and like Skechers running shoes that can get caught on stuff. Actually, for a long time, I played with just socks on. I've played probably every bar and club in St. Louis without shoes, because when I walked into my guitar or to my percussion instructor's house for lessons, he always made me take my shoes off. So when I was learning how to play drum set as a child, I'd have to take my shoes off. Therefore, I would have to play the drum set with no shoes on. And that continued like through college into some of my professional days, until I discovered the magic of wearing Chuck Taylors on a drum set. But let's continue. That's called a China. It's like a flipped up. It's like a cymbal flipped inside out. That's why it's got a ghost notes, man. So now she's screaming. He moved from that which kind of comes and goes pretty fast, to something that's more sustained. So again, that sound can be heavier. The ghost notes are insane, dude. I love it. So he's going da da He's going left, right, kick, kick, left, right, kick, left, right, kick. That's really really cool. He could do that one-footed if he wanted to. The little flavors he puts in are so good. The whole elbow up thing he's doing though, I don't see that a lot. Usually people are like down here. He's got this whole like on the snare drum. His elbow's up really high, probably because of all the ghost notes. See how high his elbow is? Up. And he's still got the hi-hat going right here. He plays very mathematical, like very Neil Peart in his intentionality in what he's playing. I love the way the kick sounds. I don't like the way the tom sounds. They sound different out in the audience. Yeah, seeing the other one, he had this tom over here on the left side, probably because he realized, oh, my back hurts doing it this way. He doesn't exert a lot of energy. Oh, he moved from doing to floor and his kick, boom, 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 which made it bigger. It doesn't sound big here, but out in the crowd, it sounds massive. Okay, that was awesome. This guy composes drums like you would compose an orchestral piece of music. He uses the cymbals like they are melodic instruments, which is very very cool. And then when he uses that little firecracker snare at the beginning, he doesn't use it much. If you listen, he uses it for like 20 seconds of the 4-minute song. A friend of mine used to compose his drum parts in a software called Easy Drummer, and then he would just learn how to play them afterwards because he was able to get it all out and like see it visually line up, and then he just learned how to play it afterwards. I wonder if that's something similar to what this guy does. If they're like writing music together, and it's no fault. It's actually a great method if you want to compose really really great drum parts. Like write them out like you would music, similar to a composer would. And with his background, that very well could be what he does because everything is very precise mathematical. Not a lot of there's not a lot of there's hardly any ad lib going on, with exception of his ghost notes. And his ghost notes are just more of a feel than they are like accentuating anything, which is great because they sound incredible and they take the song to kind of a new level. I mean, I'm wondering how 3 instrumentalists can fill up a stadium. That's how right there. Obviously, it doesn't take away from what the guitar player and the drummer or the bass player are doing, but the way that this guy plays, very untraditional, very very prog, very mathematical, very composer like. I would actually challenge anybody watching who is a drummer and wants to learn how to play like this or write parts like this to watch the DVD by Neil Peart called The Anatomy of a Drum Solo. By far the best investment you will ever make in your life if you are a prog drummer or if you want to write drum solos or you want to write more complex mathematical drum parts. I've never been in a group where that was really needed, but Neil Peart's The Anatomy of a Drum Solo breaks down his Grammy-winning drum solo. That's a thing. Der Trommler, Der Trommler. It's German. I don't know how to say it. And um, he dives into the different movements and how he composes everything. That one was a lot of fun. Looking forward to the next drum playthrough. You guys have a great day.